guys, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be going over my typical writing routine. Now this has been requested a couple times because I do so many I tried writing like famous author videos, and also when I was asking for questions for my Q&A, I saw this come up a lot, so I figured I would just make a whole video about it. Now, I actually wrote out and broke down what I thought my typical routine looked like, but as you're going to see when I attempted to just film a normal writing day for me, I kind of went off schedule a little bit, and I think that's going to be key as you watch. And we're going to compare how many hours I thought I worked per day versus how many hours I actually ended up working, with a bonus of how much work I actually got done in terms of words and scenes and whatnot. And yeah, let me take you back to yesterday. So I always wake up between 6 and 7 a.m. Today I woke up at 6:33. That is when my alarm went off. And then the first thing I do once I'm up is brush my teeth, and then it's time to take the little puppy dog outside. I usually just let him chill and do whatever he wants for a while before I determine that it's time to cut back in, because otherwise he would just stay there forever. And then once my little co-writer has settled in, it is time for me to open up my laptop and turn on my dual monitor and get to writing. Now, since I work on multiple projects at once, I always save the one I'm trying to make the most progress for in the first bit of my writing day. And today that's actually going to be a new project. Ah, the joys of a blank page. Now, I'll probably work on this project for anywhere from half an hour to an hour. This morning I made it about 40 minutes after taking Duke out, and I got approximately 583 words in that time. Before I decide it is time to get up and hear my favorite sound, aka make myself a cappuccino. Now, once I have my caffeine in hand, I'll probably manage to write for another hour to an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours straight. Of course, with a break to take an Instagram photo. I'm trying to get better at my social media presence. And look at this. This is the closest I've ever gotten to making like an actual heart. So I had to take some picture proof. Tastes good. And I have now finished my cappuccino, and this morning I made it about an hour and a half and got an additional like 700-ish words, but I did get distracted with this video from Mango Street. But, you know, I count a one video distraction as a win. And it's around this time that I decided it's time to put my contacts in instead of wearing my glasses. And also that it is time for breakfast. And now with my food, I do let myself watch more YouTube. I do my best to stop watching once I'm done with my food, but that doesn't always work, so we'll just see how today goes. Right now, it's 9:15. And it's now 9:40. I managed to only watch 3 videos in this time. Truthfully, my biggest distraction, and what I won't put in the video or mention any other time, but I take Duke out constantly. We're going in and out of the house all the dang time. He is the biggest and best distraction that I have, but it's worth mentioning here now that any hour spent of writing has at least one Duke outside trip. But because I do tend to write in multiple stories at once, there's no given time where I'm in particular changing it up. I'm not like, oh, at 9:42 I change stories. No, I just do whatever I feel like. Sometimes it is based off of word count. That does have something to do with it. Like when I've written enough words in a given story, I'm like, I'm ready for something new. Sometimes it's time-based, or sometimes I spend all day on one project. There is no for sure set thing. Welcome to my life. But this time I'm going to open up my personal essays, and that is what I feel like working on now. So I got 813 words in that personal essay, and it's now 11:12. I have been watching this video for 6 minutes, It is a Disney one, because y'all know me. I'm attempting to put my hair into braids because I'm actually going to switch up what my usual routine is. And I think this is as good a time as any to mention that there is really no typical routine when I am working from home, which is all the time. There's no routine other than the morning stuff that I like to do. Like today, I need to go into the bank and I need to chat with them for a bit. So I have to make sure that I'm doing that within normal working hours. And that means that I just have to shift my schedule around a little bit. So rather than waiting to go to the gym at 2, which is my, in quotes, typical time, just because there's not as many people there, and if I can avoid people, that's what I'm down for. I am going to go as soon as I finish doing my hair and getting gym clothes on and watching this video. Then I'm gonna shower, go to the bank, and then I will actually be working from a coffee shop for the next couple of hours. I think we'll see by the end of the day that typical for me is just like putting in a certain amount of working hours per day rather than having to get them at a specific time. Hair. Braided. I do have some time left on this, and since today is my run day, I think I will actually save the rest of it. That way I can conserve some time. It's 11:23. I'm gonna throw on a sports bra and I will be ready to go. Let's do it. So I consider this to be like my summer writing routine, even though again, routine is like a debatable kind of thing. The reason I consider it my summer routine is because I actually really like exercising outside, but where I live in Texas is just really too hot to do that most of the time, unless I do it early, and I save that early brain for my writing because I just really love getting those words in that first hour and a half that I'm up. I am attempting to do these weekend sort of things where I'm not like forcing myself to write or have that routine, and then on Saturday and Sunday I do tend to go out and run in the morning. But as it is, part of my work week routine is to go during the midday as a break. I've gotten almost 2,500 words today already, so my brain's ready. It's ready. Plus, I personally really love the added benefit I get from working out no matter what I'm doing, whether it's the Stairmaster or it's lifting weights, because I find that when I feel physically healthy, it's a lot easier for me to be mentally healthy. And part of the benefits for me working out is just that I'm remembering to like get up from the chair. I'm not so focused in on a screen the whole time, even though I do tend to watch YouTube videos while I'm working out, but whatever. I always know when I'm not working out physically how it's affecting my mental health, and it's one of the first things to go when I'm going through kind of a spiral is I'll stop working out. And that to me now, being older, I'm able to see that as a personal sign that I need to like double check how I'm doing and feeling and things like that. So the other reason I love going to the gym that I didn't mention earlier, excuse the red face, is that when I'm not watching YouTube videos, which I couldn't do because for some reason it wasn't working, I'm either listening to music, in which case I tend to get ideas for my stories, which I did, or I'm listening to podcasts about writing, usually like the business side of writing. And so either way, it feels like an extra productive use of my time. It feels like I'm working even though I'm not at the desk. Once again, even though my face doesn't show it, I'm mostly cooled down now. So now that I've taken that time to cool down and I've actually gotten some work done figuring out what I want for the first basically 14 hours of this story, I figure I have a lot that I'll be able to write to for the rest of the day if that's what I decide I want to focus on. Because usually for me, as I get into the afternoon, I mostly just let myself be guided in what I want to write. So early morning, I'm writing the thing that I really want to make the most progress on. The next bit of the morning is like the second most important thing of the day, and then after that, it's kind of a free-for-all for whatever I want to work on. Yeah, and you'll notice I kind of work in chunks. Did I trick you? Because you're not going into the bag this time. Not yet. Because I just want to show you that we are going to once again be listening to the Creative Pin podcast as we drive.
Better than expected. And this time I did do an ad stacking approach.
I'm at the bank. And now you're going into the bag. All right, I'm now back home. It's time for a food break, a loving the pup break, and then I think I'm finally gonna get to finish that Disney YouTube video. I'm eating, they're kind of like cup of noodles, but instead it's pho. And I had some carrots that I packed earlier while I was driving, but I'm starving. Ta-da! And since my brain feels like it's gonna be goo for writing for a bit, I think I'm actually going to take my cord and I'm going to upload and do a little bit of authortube and edit this vlog. Multitasking queen. I swear that's what half of my authortube stuff ends up being. It's just me multitasking it. All right, it's now 6:05 p.m. and I'm actually going to be attending Jessica's live stream at 7. I'm very excited. I feel rejuvenated. I've been chilling with the pup. I've watched some YouTube videos. So because I'm going to be attending Jessica's live stream, I'm not actually going to write anymore, but I am feeling up to filming a little bit. I'm trying to bulk film ahead of leaving for Toronto. I'm actually pretty terrible about bulk filming, especially when vlogging, but this is just what we're gonna be doing today. So this is exactly how my night routine changes. Basically any time in the afternoon kind of ends up being a toss-up as to what I'm gonna do. Okay, it is now 6:29 and I'm done filming. This is the behind the scenes. Jessica found out the new system that we're gonna be using in the future, so I got my tea, I got my cookies. I'm ready. Alright, it is now 9:34. I'm not going to be doing any more writing tonight. Between 9 and like 10:30 is usually when I'm in bed and asleep. So this is going to be a little bit later. I might try and read tonight. Probably the pepperoni and I are just gonna pass out. So, okay, I guess this was my writing routine. I'll be back tomorrow to analyze this in comparison with what I thought my writing routine looked like. Yeah. See you tomorrow, hopefully more awake. All right, we're back. I am definitely more awake now. This is what I thought my day would look like. And this is when I actually added everything up for yesterday. So doing my writing routine like I thought it would turn out, it meant that I would get basically 5.75 hours a day of writing, revising, story work, and about 2.5 hours of authortube. I might have averaged that out wrong, but that's what I came up with. Which means the total for the day would be 8.25 hours of work spread throughout the day. Yeah. What I actually ended up doing, I worked for 415 minutes on my various writing projects, which equals 6.91 hours. And I figured I got about an hour of authortube work done editing this vlog back and filming my next video. I counted the entire 2 hours on the live stream as writing rather than authortube, but you could debate which category that belongs in. So my total for the day is about 8 hours of work. And within that time, I got 2,052 words. I also fully revised one personal essay and I plotted approximately 10 scenes in my next novella. So overall, a very productive day, a good day, and I didn't feel overly stressed. Like I said, I do work in chunks, so I think y'all saw that. That biggest chunk in the afternoon from 3-ish until 6, I just completely took off doing anything. It was just a decompressing time. When it is not the summertime, that's when I would actually go out and have another walk, listen to a little bit more of my podcasts, that kind of fun stuff. So this was super helpful for me. I don't know how helpful it was for you guys because again, ultimately, I don't really have a routine per se. Stuff changes, especially during like Camp NaNoWriMo months when there are more live write-ins. I'll talk more about freelance stuff in my Q&A, but if I were to have any freelance work, that would have had to have been shuffled in here, and that's when I sort of prioritize certain deadlines. But thank you guys so much for requesting this video. Please do comment down below, let me know what your writing routine looks like. Let me know if you have a writing routine, or if you, like me, kind of do you have a writing routine based off of the seasons. I realized in making this video how much my routine changes based off of my early morning brain and also when I can work out throughout the day. I love walking, and so that's the one thing I don't like about summer as much is like if I want to just go for a walk, I have to go to the gym because it's just too effing hot. So maybe I will revisit this again in winter. But that is gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all very soon with the new video. Actually, I will see y'all with my writing process video, which I differentiate between routine and process because the the process is more like my draft and story. So the routine is the day in, day out that ultimately results in the process. Routine is the daily work, the process is the long work. Does that make sense? Anyways, I'll see you all very soon. Bye. Before I decide that it is time to get up, and I'm gonna go now, take my shower, and then go to the... Hi, you okay? Yeah.